Hey Google, our Acoustik WMH7-S1. Best Buy and Walmart. How about that? So, this is a Power Acoustik WMH7-S1, of course. This is a quick little review on this radio that I actually purchased at Walmart. This radio was on sale right before Christmas for $109. It comes with two coaxial round speakers. I think they're 5.5 inches. I'm not going to use those. This truck might have, it's a 2011 Expedition, which uses a 6x8 component set of speakers in the front and 6x8 in the rear. But for this price range, the radio is $146. I think normally, I think it is sold out right now. It's such a good promo for Christmas, and just want to go over some of the nice features the radio has to offer. So obviously, when I first connected up, it's a wired Android Auto and or Apple CarPlay. I'm an Android guy, so I'm actually recording the video while it's actively connected to Android Auto. Automatically starts. You can actually set that in Android Auto to start, when you push the Android Auto button, or start when you start the car, or a couple other settings there as well too. You can also set the music if you're streaming something in your Android. You can see I've got Amazon Music in the background there, Pandora, whatever you have playing from the previous when you're in your vehicle. You can actually set that to go back and stream that. I listen to the radio a lot as well too. So in the Android Auto setting here, I think it comes preloaded with Waze, obviously Maps, Amazon Music. Messages are really cool. Messages, it actually talks to you. When you get a new message, it will light up and say, new message received from your wife, whatever. Would you like to listen to it and play it? You can actually respond to it and talk. Fully hands-free. Again, I had to push the button to get the Hey Google to work just because I'm recording with the phone. This is fully hands-free radio. I just say, Hey Google, and I'm sure it does with Siri as well too. And I can just say something. I just directions to whatever. And obviously Maps comes up, it shows me directions. So it's a real safe way of doing things. Now, up until this point, my truck just had the old Ford stereo, the green LED one. And I had to have my phone sitting there hanging, Google Maps playing on a 5.5 inch screen, whatever, so it's getting hard to see and all, and plus it's just not safe, you're picking up phones and all, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, I'll say, Hey Google to the phone, ask me for directions, sometimes it gets screwed up. I just find this Android Auto is a lot more smarter, more intuitive, etc. So again, some of the things that come in this podcast, YouTube Music. YouTube you can't play if you have an active map, because you have to pay their premium subscription. I think it's like $10 or $12 a month, $100 a year, something like that. But it comes with Spotify. I put a couple other apps on there as well too. So that's the Android Auto setting on this radio. Let me just go back to let's go to the Power Acoustik. That's the radio itself, right? It's pretty basic. It's got obviously radio, phone settings, which when you're connected to Android Auto, this doesn't do anything. That's actually only if you're connected Bluetooth wise, right? Bluetooth is prohibited. It's because it's connected to the phone already, right? And you have, what else? So obviously Bluetooth music. Same thing. When you're connected here, I think it's going to say prohibited as well too. Prohibited because I'm already connected. The second I disconnect the phone, that obviously works. Obviously Android Auto. And it also has an input for a front camera. I don't have that. You also have a micro SD up here. You want to look at some photos or play some videos, etc. And aux in. That's actually in the back of the stereo. I didn't wire that. I think if you wanted to drill a hole down here and have a little connector going in. I don't need that, of course. So I don't know what's that's for. If you want to play a radio that doesn't have play something that doesn't have Bluetooth, like an old MP3 player, an old iPod, or something like that. So some of the settings on this radio, just go into the settings here. So from the home screen, one nice thing about the home screen on this is at night, if you want to dim it, you just hit this. Whoops, my finger's off because I'm trying to look at the phone at the same time. Let me just try that again. The right finger here. So I guess that must be, there it goes there. So I got my fingers off because I'm looking at the phone, so I'm kind of 3D. I'm kind of losing my 3D here. Touch the screen, it comes back on. Settings from the home screen are accessible by the little gear here, or obviously the big setting there, either one. So this one here, go to settings there. So simple things. Actually, back on that home screen, if you just tap on the clock, it takes you to the setting. You can actually go adjust the clock from that. So we got all these different things. General, just go to the general settings for starters, right? Brightness, I find it's turned up a bit. I think it's like 10 or 12. It's really bright, so I turn it down like 1 or 2. IIL detect. I forgot to look at that. Key LED, you can change that to the color. Comes red, green, orange, blue, automatic, and then rotating. It just kind of rotates around, white, etc. The Ford's actually green, but I find the green is more green, so I find the yellow kind of blends in with the Ford. Close enough that I really care. Bluetooth on or off. Very easy to pair Bluetooth. You just connect it. It just says WMH7-S1. Very simple. No pin codes or anything like that, right? Radio area. That's going to ask you if you're in your U.S., Europe, etc. And I think that's must be, oh, sorry, it does scroll down to the little scroll bar on the right there, right? Alright, yes, for the channels. Rear camera, this is a nice feature I want to talk about. I actually do have a rear camera installed, so let me just go ahead and click that for a second. Rear camera. Language, of course, if you want, etc. Rear camera view, you can flip that from normal to reversed, of course. Parking guide assist, turn that on, turn that off. Parking guide assist adjust. This is really slick. I did connect the rear camera. Again, my fingers are off because... and basically you just grab one of these and you can actually move it. It always defaults this upper left one. Now it's a little hard to see, but it's a little lighter color. See, that's like a more... this greenish yellow color, that's kind of like faded out a little bit. So that's the one that's active. You can just hit these buttons, left, right, up, down. What I did was I pulled into a Home Depot and backed up into a parking spot, and I basically adjusted this so it's the Home Depot width, and it fits like other supermarkets, etc. as well too. And always hit OK when you want to adjust that and back out of there. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that setting for the rear camera, and a couple other things. Serial reset factory. I guess these guys do updates every now and then. You don't update, actually. There is no Wi-Fi on this stereo or anything. The only way you do is you would have to do it on an SD card. I think the manual, or someone said it online or something, I forget. Okay, so some of the other settings then. So sounds nice. Beep, if you want, every time you push a button on the radio, a little beep. Kind of annoying, I found. I like this though, reverse volume. So when you back up, it actually automatically lowers your stereo, right? So you can put a max there. So even when you turn the knob, I forgot to mention, this is actually a rotating knob here. A lot of these stereos don't have a knob because they want to give you more display, so they remove this. Seek buttons, home button, what's this, mute, kind of handy button as well too. Right? I kind of like that. Equalizer's kind of nice. Show that in just a second here. And it's got subwoofer output. Default volume, this is what I wanted to talk about, this one here. Default volume settings, right? Again, my finger might miss that. Let's see. There it goes there. So your main volume, 40, Bluetooth talking, so when your radio's playing or you have an audio source playing and someone calls you, that's the maximum volume. You actually can grab the volume knob when you're making a phone call and just turn this up or down. That's the maximum. You can actually lower that if you find 40's too loud. I forget what the default is. I think I played around with these. It might be 25 or 30. That when someone's talking and you do grab the knob and turn all the way up, it will be limited to whatever you set that to, okay? Same with navigation. Navigation, I find 30 to 32's a good volume level for, take the right, next right, etc. And same with voice and Bluetooth talking, sort of same thing. So very handy features on this radio, you can do that. Okay? And let's take a look at the equalizer quickly. So equalizer, again, this little button here. The equalizer is accessible from the radio. In fact, I'll just go back there for a second. Let me go to the home setting here. So when you're in the radio, equalizer, you have to hit it twice because it actually takes you to the fader, the balancer, the fader here, which I just keep it in the middle there. Loudness control. And equalizer's kind of nice. You got it, what's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settings over there. I happen to have my custom one, which is kind of like the pop one modified a little bit. You can just reset that if you want. Kind of handy. The only thing I like about the equalizer is if you're way down in the, so we'll go into, I'll go to Android and I'll stream something. So I'll go to Amazon Music here for a second, play something. Okay, I'll play that. Now, if I want to change the equalizer, it's kind of a pain. It's kind of, you're driving the car, so you don't want to do this. You want to set your equalizer before you're streaming anything. So I do find streaming music is a little different. Some I find, like, I think it was maybe YouTube music or maybe Pandora. One of them has, like, really a lot of bass. I got to really flat the bass, even make the bass a little negative. So my setting there, I think you recall a second ago, I did have the bass turned up a little bit. So if you want to adjust that, you have to hit, home button, setting, then equalizer. If you could even hit the button, again, my fingers are off because I'm... Right, and I get equalizer. So it's a little dangerous if you're driving down the road and you want to change something. So do that ahead of time. Maybe pick your streaming source and then go ahead and adjust that when you're in a parking lot, and then leave it alone. That's the only negative thing. Or if you want, you're better off doing Bluetooth. Let me just disconnect the phone here for a second. Okay, I'm going to disconnect the phone from the car for a second there. I disconnected the phone from the Android Auto, that is. All right, let me go back here now. Now I'll go to Bluetooth music. It's automatically transferred back over to this. Now notice what you have over here when you go to Bluetooth music is a little more, if you want to play equalizer, see the equalizer button's right there, so it's a little safer. But now you lose Google Maps, so you can't have everything, right? Maybe just one of the faults, in this budget price stereo. Again, I can live with that, though. Notice how seamless that was when I disconnected from playing this over Android Auto to just going right to Bluetooth music. You didn't even notice it changed, actually. Yeah, I really like this radio. Get a lot of thumbs up. Again, I put it in my 2011 Expedition. I forgot to show the rear view camera here. Let me just turn the car on for 1 second. Turn on for 1 second there. There's the rear view. It's a Pixelman. We can actually see my lines are pretty lined up. I'm in the Home Depot parking lot again here. Put that there so someone doesn't think I'm backing up. Pixelman, that's actually available on Amazon. I've got another video that talks about that. It's $36 on Amazon. It's all metal. It's a really, really nice camera. I'll tell you, it's a 720p. I'm just going back for a second there. I mean, it's really clear. It's going to get water on it like they all do. Swipe it off with your finger, whatever. All metal. Very, very nice quality. I can't say enough good things about that. I did buy another cheap one. I think it was like 14 or 15 bucks. It came. The bag was like torn. The box was crushed. I didn't even send it back. I just have it out in the garage. I'm like, I'm not going to put this in my car. It's not worth it. So take a look. Pixelman or another. I think there's another brand out there that's the same name, the same brand as Pixelman. They just put it in a different box, and it's the same price, 36, 37 bucks on Amazon. So here's my review. Power Acoustik WMH7-1. -S1. Awesome radio. Awesome radio for the money. Awesome radio in general. Hope you like it.